There's a time in life where we have this idea of what we really want. And on our journey to bring that idea into fruition, what are we willing to sacrifice to reap those dividends? When we have the idea, when we have the visualization of what it is we want, the next stage is putting in the work. But the thing that we often forget is, in order to move forward, we gotta release something that was holding us back. And in order to release that, we must also step into a new normal. And so today I'm asking you, what are the dividends of your sacrifice? Okay, let's make that look well. Let's paint this picture. On my life journey, I've been through the peaks and valleys. I've maneuvered through the vicissitudes of life, the ebbs and flows. And so when I have a day where I make $100,000, that $100,000 shows up in my bank account, in my investment account. But the confidence that I can do it is the dividends of the sacrifice, right? The dividends of the cold, hard cash, or the cold, hard reward that you get from making sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice. Okay, let's make that look a little, let's paint that out a little bit more, right? Let's paint it out a little bit more. The life you want is a byproduct of the action you took, but the dividends that's paid from the sacrifice is freedom, right? The life you want is a byproduct of the action you took once you painted the picture, right? And then the freedom is the dividends from the sacrifice, because once you had a visualization of the life, you realized there was a few things you had to start giving up. The sacrifice, and watch this, y'all. I want you to understand this. When we say sacrifice, we're talking about giving up something that really is a part of your everyday life. We ain't talking about, all right, I'm just giving up partying. That ain't really no sacrifice, right? That ain't no sacrifice. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. When we say you wanna lose weight, when you not eating a junk food no more, that's not really a sacrifice. But when you fast for 10 days and you give up everything, that's a sacrifice, because now you just depending on one source. I need us to understand, because what happens is we put sacrificing and we put the things that we need to be doing on the same level, and we shouldn't. Right? Like I'm going on a social media fast. That ain't a sacrifice, fam. That's distracting you anyway. Right? Like I'm on a social media fast. All right, cool. You can call it a fast or whatever you want to call it, but really that's distracting you anyway. You ain't really giving up nothing. You ain't giving up nothing. You're trying to get more focused. You're attempting to be more focused because you've realized this thing is taking my focus away. This thing is the reason why I'm not where I want to be at. I'm going to keep it real. That ain't no sacrifice. That ain't no sacrifice. Right? That ain't no, you are unbreaking the habit that you created yourself. You are unanchoring for something that's hindering you from making progress. A sacrifice is, I'm about to fast for 20 days or 10 days and I ain't eating nothing. I'm taking away the essentials. I'm taking away the essentials to tap into a higher purpose. I'm taking away the necessities. I'm damn near willing to starve myself of the things that I need to get where I gotta go so I can build up something different in me. That's when we're making a sacrifice. So when I say what's the dividends is like, what are you giving up that's essential to where you are now so you can give birth to something that's gonna help you in the future. In order for, watch this, y'all. In order for us to navigate the next, we gotta master the now. In order for us to navigate the next, in order for me to prepare myself for where I'm gotta go, where I think is ahead of me, in order for me to, okay, let me calm down a little bit, Jose. I'm getting a little excited. And I don't want this to come across as I'm screaming and yelling. So let me back up a little bit, Jose. Let me contain myself. In order for us to get where we gotta go at, in order for us to master the game of wealth, we gotta first master. Let me rephrase that. In order for us to navigate the game of wealth, we gotta master what it's like to live on a paycheck. In order for us to master, in order for us to be champions in the wealth game, we gotta navigate and master what it's like to grow a business from zero to certain figures and keep the debt down, keep the operational cash flow good, making sure the employees and team members good. In order to increase our capacity, in order to get to that new territory, we gotta keep increasing our capacity. Right? I wish I could say that in a way that hits home. I wish I could navigate through this in a way that truly makes you get it. I want this to be the journey. I want this to be the episode where you say, I had my aha moment. I want this to be the episode where you say, Trap, 2024 is my year, and I mean it because now I know what I gotta sacrifice. And it ain't just social media, Trap. Like, now I know what I gotta sacrifice. It ain't just going on you gotta go on a financial diet. You gotta go on a financial fast. That's what I need you to go on. Not just giving up social media, I need you to go on a financial fast. The dividends of sacrifice is about giving up something that is helping you right now, and that is essential to where you are right now, so it can be a byproduct of where you're going in the future. When we say the dividends of sacrifice, y'all, I'm just talking about letting life pay us abundantly for what we're supposed to have. Because when we think about dividends, it's a portion of the profit that a company pays us for investing in it. So the dividends of sacrifice is us simply saying, what is life gonna pay me for consistently navigating the now to get to the next? What is life going to consistently reward me with because I'm making the sacrifices? What will life consistently reward me with for keep pushing through, for not complaining, for keep going forward, for not letting my friends and my family hold me back, for staying focused? What will God give birth to in my life because I put him first? That's when we say the dividends of sacrifice, y'all. I'm saying giving up something that you thought was essential to now and say, nah, because the future is brighter. So when we say the dividend, that's who I want Trappin' Tuesdays to be. This the financial art, y'all. We get instructions every week. We're going to keep getting instructions every week. But the goal is, how do you build your own boat? Now, I may be wrong. But I don't remember God telling Noah exactly how to build the boat. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I might got to go back a little deeper. But I do remember God saying, you got to build one. Because this is what's about to happen. I do know that. I do know he told him to everything. I know that. But I don't know for a fact if I remember him saying, this is how you build something that you've never built before, but I told you to build it. So the dividends for sacrifice of Noah was after God destroyed everything, you are now here while everyone else is gone. New life was the dividends of sacrifice. I'm telling you, what you're willing to give up to get was destined for you to have. I'm asking you, how do you build your financial arc when you ain't got the instructions? I'm telling you, every week you come here, you get the information. Every week you come here, you get motivated, you get inspired. But when the camera go off, you go back to doing what you're doing. You ain't doing what you're doing. All right, let me calm down. Let me calm down, because I don't want y'all to think I'm screaming and yelling. I don't want you to think that. Let me gather myself. As we navigate this world and we see the culture shifting and we see the landscape evolving, how is it that we accept, how do we accept the story that we've been telling ourselves, knowing we see the future changing? How do we unanchor ourselves from the stories that have been told to us? Why do we consistently put financial hurdles in us to think that we are not able to accomplish the things that everyone else is doing, but yet and still every day we see somebody coming from situations that we've come from. We've seen people come from single family home. We've seen people come from prison. We've seen people overcome molestation. We've seen people overcome drug abuse. We've seen people overcome alcoholism, but yet we keep coming up with a reason of why we still in the same place we've been for the same 10, 12, 3, 5 years. We ain't exempt from wealth, y'all. We just gotta be willing to sacrifice to go get it.